BAC Bravo. Sige,
Good afternoon, sir.
Secretariat. Good afternoon. Do you have a quorum, Madam Secretariat?
Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, sir, this is to certify that we already have a quorum, sir.
Okay. If you have a quorum, any agenda for today's this afternoon?
Sir, shall I call the roll, sir, or we will proceed with the agenda, sir?
Sabi mo, nandiyan na. Sige, i-roll call mo for the purposes of, for recording purposes.
For records purposes, good afternoon, everyone. This BAC BAC Bravo meeting is being streamed online via the CAAP YouTube account. Please acknowledge once your name is called. Our chairperson and presiding officer, General Ernest Jan Estabilio. Good afternoon, sir. Attorney Roberto Martin Benaventura. General Ernesto Milo.
Present online, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Engineer Arnel Borlado. Engineer Gary MJD.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Present po.
Good afternoon, sir. Engineer Josue Sugi.
Good afternoon po.
And you, sir, from the HRMD, Sir Wilmar. For the BAC Technical Working Group, we have Attorney Maridane Espiritu. Engineer Michael Macabenta.
Good afternoon.
Engineer Florian Atienza.
Good afternoon po.
Engineer Norik Paes.
Present. Good afternoon po.
Mr. Jose Marie Anthony Elihilio.
Present. Good afternoon.
Sir, Mr. Alfred Estura. Miss Jamaica Gregorio. And Dr. Benjamin Terencio. And Miss Cheryl Walican. Sir, for the BAC Secretariat, we have Dr. Rolly Bayaban. Good afternoon, ma'am. For the BAC Secretariat, we have Dr. Rolly Bayaban, Irish Presyon, Attorney Bo Masiglat, Miss Medina Reyes. Our minutes taker, we also have Mr. Sonny Villabert. And our minutes taker for today's meeting, sir, is Miss Ira Mindanao. Also present, sir, are the other members of the BAC Secretariat, as well as our observers from the COA, IAS, PCCI, ASFI, and the Procurement Division. That's all for the roll call, sir. Sir, we also would like to recognize the presence of Attorney Nestor Mendoza and Miss Nicole Ramos, sir. They are also in the meeting, sir.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Sir John.
Thank you. Thank you for your attendance. Sige. What do we have? Any agenda for this afternoon, Madam Secretariat?
Sir, for this afternoon, sir, we have the Pre-Procurement Conference for the procurement of manpower outsourcing contract for the provision of technical and non-technical personnel support service requirements for CAAP Central Office and area centers nationwide under a 3-year service agreement amounting to 1,389,295 1,389,295,115 pesos and 04 centavos. This is an HRMD project, sir. May I request our end user from the HRMD for the presentation? Thank you.
Chair. Ma'am, can we request? Are we allowed to share our documents?
Yes, sir.
Hindi pwede.
Sino magpe-present, Attorney Iris?
Sir Wilmar, sir, from the HRMD.
Okay, sige.
Ayun. Hindi makita eh. Attorney, makikita na ba yung ano namin? Documents?
Hindi pa po, sir.
Hindi nila makita yung screen.
Ay, ito sir.
Naka-share na.
Ano po ba yung ginagawa?
Ito,
Ito,
Try niyo po yung window.
window lang daw.
window.
Tapos kailangan po naka-open na yun, sir.
Naka-open na siya.
I-open niyo po muna yung mismong
Documents.
Cancel niyo po muna.
Cancel.
Pag hindi pa rin po, mag-start po yun, sir. Pero huwag niyo po i-close niyo.
Attorney, nakikita na po ba?
Sir, yung nakikita po namin yung sa files niyo po.
Ayan, stop share niyo po, sir. Tapos mag-share po ulit kayo, sir. Balik po kayo sa kanila.
Dalawa yung boss.
Tingnan po sa Google Meet, kailangan naka-open muna.
Open ko ulit.
Punta po muna kayo sa Google Meet, sir. Ganyan.
Yung sa meeting.
Tapos mag-share po ulit niya. A-window. Wala na.
Dito naka-open na siya oh.
Kasi nakapag-share kami last time. Iba talaga itong natin Google Meet.
Sa Secretariat, can we have muna siguro a suspension for about 10 minutes para yung may gagawin na muna habang inaano niyo to, pinapasok nila
Okay na daw po.
para hindi tayo naghihintay.
Okay na po. Pero yan lang po dapat. Yan lang po.
Yan,
Sir
ito na ba
Wilmar?
yan?
Yes, sir. Sir Wilmar, ready na po ba kayo?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Hindi lang mai-present.
Yan, okay na yun, ma'am.
Nakikita na po, attorney.
Yes po, sir. Palaki na lang po ng konti, sir.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Okay na po.
Yes, sir.
Sige. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I'm going to present the proposed procurement of manpower outsourcing contract for provision of technical and non-technical personnel support services requirements for CAAP Central Office and area centers nationwide under a three-year service agreement. Okay, I'll proceed to the invitation to bid. For the invitation to bid, paragraph 1, the Civil Aviation Authority, CAAP, to its corporate budget for the fiscal year 2022 intends to apply the sum of 1,389,295,115 pesos and 4 centavos for the first 1 year only, being the ABC for the payments of the contract of these technical and non-technical personnel outsourcing project for CAAP Central Office and area centers nationwide under 3-year service contract agreement. For paragraph number 2, the CAAP now invites bids for the above procurement project. The details are below. The details are shown. Delivery of goods is required for the first year only. Bidders should have completed within 3 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2. So this is the total breakdown, the total classification of 2 contracts, the non-tech and technical. For the non-tech, we have 3,431 number of position with a total cost of 1,015,405,780 pesos and 61 centavos for the period of March 1, 22 to February 28, 2023. For the technical, we have 502 and the total cost is 373,888,334.42 for the same period. And then for the total we have 1.389 billion. For the paragraph 3, the bidding will conduct through the open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as specified in 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation under RA 9184. The bidding is restricted to Filipino citizen, sole proprietorship, partnership organization with at least 60% interest of outstanding capital stock belonging to the citizens of the Philippines and to citizens of organizations of a country, the laws or regulation of which grants similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens. And then paragraph 5, prospective bidders may obtain further information from CAAP Bids and Awards Committee Bravo and inspect the bidding documents at the address given from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. For the complete set of bidding documents may be required by the interested bidders on the 28th of January 2022. Until the deadline of submission of bid from the given address and website below, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents, pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by GPPB in the amount of 75,000 inclusive of 12% VAT. Procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees by presenting official receipt in person. CAAP will hold the pre-bid conference on February 4, 2022, 1 p.m. at the CAAP address stated, and or through video conferencing or webcasting via Google Meet, which shall be open to prospective bidders. Bid must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address indicated on or before February 4, 2022, 1 p.m. All bids must be accompanied by the bid security in any of the acceptable forms in the amount stated in the ITB, clause 14. For paragraph 10, bid opening shall be on February 8, 2022, 1 p.m. at the given address below or via Google Meet. Bids will be opened in the presence of bidders' representative who choose to attend the activity. The CAAP reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract to at any time prior to the contract award in accordance with Section 35.6 and 41 of the 9184, whereby incurring any liability to the affected bidders or bidder. Bidding documents may also be downloadable free of charge from CAAP website. And then for further information, Philippine for charges from the website of PhilGIPS and the website of procuring entity. For further information, we refer it to the Head BAC Secretariat, Doc Rolly Bayaban. Signed po the BAC Chair, Sir John Estabili. Okay, proceed, ma'am. For the instruction to bidders, the scope of bid, the procuring entity, the CAAP wishes to receive bids for the provision of manpower outsourcing service requirements for CAAP office and area centers under 3-year service agreement. The procurement project is the provision of the manpower outsourcing services, the details of which are described in the section 7 technical specification. For the funding information, the GOP through the source funding as indicated below in fiscal year 2022 in the amount of 1,389 million for the first year only. The source of fund is the CAAP corporate operating budget for the calendar year 2022. And the bidding requirements, these are all standard requirements, ma'am. So, we may proceed to terms of reference.
Any question?
Ito, discuss natin. For the bid data sheet 5.3, the bidder must have completed within at least a period of 3 years prior to the submission of and receipt of bids a single contract or that is similar to the project equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC or have at least 2 similar contracts, and the aggregate contract amount should be equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. For this purpose, similar contracts shall refer to the contract involving manpower outsourcing. For the eligibility and technical documents, so we observe the standard requirements of Class A documents. Same also with the Class B documents, we follow the requirements. For the price of goods shall be quoted in the DDP stated on the table below, or the applicable international commercial terms for this project are as shown. For the general conditions, ito na yung yung QR. Di ba? Any question po? Sige, proceed. Okay, I will proceed to the terms of reference. So this is the schedule of requirements broken down as follows. We have the position title. This is for the non-technical. Position title, the monthly salary, the COLA, number of position items required, total cost, and the effectivity of contract. For the non-tech, we have a total of 3,431 positions. The admin cost is 12%, and the value added tax is 12%. For the technical, we have the total of 502 positions, with a total of 373 million. That includes administrative cost 12% and value added tax 12%. Technical specification. For the terms of reference or technical specification, for the background, the CAAP is a government-owned and controlled corporation, duly organized and existing under and by the virtue of the Republic Act 9497, with the principal office address at Mia Road, Pasay City, Philippines. The first institutional manpower outsourcing contract entered into by CAAP with LSERB expired on December 31, 2021. It was renewed under CAAP board resolution for the period of 10 months and extended until February 28, 2022. So, in support of CAAP's day-to-day operation, it requires the provision of manpower services of 3,933 personnel. This is composed of technical and non-technical and contract of service to be deployed in central office and area centers through competitive public bidding in accordance with the RA 9184. The contract is renewable yearly and shall be subject to performance evaluation, and the renewal contract shall not exceed 3 years. As a background, this would provide necessary temporary manpower augmentation in CAAP Central Office and area centers while awaiting on the result of CAAP reorg plan. And when approved, will eventually address the lack of regular appointment for the technical and administrative support staff. Okay. With the manpower requirements outsourced or sourced from private contractors, CAAP will be free from labor-related liabilities since there is no employer-employee relationship between CAAP and outsourced personnel. And this also will help the country in generation of employment opportunities to the problems brought about by the global economic crisis in compliance with EO 782 and 783. This contract is in the amount stated earlier, 1.398 billion. And the obligation and responsibilities of the winning contractor. After determining the lowest and the most responsive bidder, CAAP shall grant and award the winning manpower service provider contractor and the contract to provide necessary manpower support personnel effective for a period of 1 year, starting March 1, 2022 up to February 28, 2023. which shall be automatically renewed every year thereafter, subject to the approval of the board, up to the maximum period of 3 years. So the winning manpower service provider contractor shall provide CAAP with the necessary number of 502 technical personnel and 3,431 administrative support personnel. As need arises, the winning manpower service provider contractor hereby obligates itself to post additional personnel within 72 hours upon receipt or of request in writing by CAAP. CAAP may likewise reduce such number of personnel to conform into its requirements. CAAP will provide list of required personnel to be assigned in different offices of CAAP. They should be physically and mentally fit, of good moral character, honest, reliable, and competent of the corporate disposition. CAAP, however, reserves the right to demand immediate replacement of any personnel assigned by the winning manpower service contractor to the job whose services will be prejudicial to the interest of CAAP. Number 3, the CAAP shall pay the winning contractor the monthly billing rate stipulated in the contract, inclusive of the following, subject to the auditing and accounting rules and regulation, or in consideration to the services rendered by support personnel. It includes the basic salary, social security system, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig Fund, employee compensation, service incentive leave, 13th-month pay, floating allowance, and then administrative cost and value-added tax. The winning contractor, in coordination with CAAP MD, shall likewise establish systems and procedures that shall rationalize the implementation of the following: hiring, augmentation of managed personnel deployed in CAAP, absences, tardiness, and leaves of absence, uses of office supplies, office discipline and decorum, disciplinary action, resignation, termination, and other forms of separation, periodic work performance evaluation, conduct of basic orientation seminar on a particular scope of work. CAAP also be obligated to reimburse the winning contractor any amount of additional expenses advanced by the winning contractor incurred for the necessary official travel to the CAAP workstation outside CAAP head office or area centers, and also overtime services rendered incidental to the performance of their respective duties and function, provided such travel and rendition of overtime services shall have prior CAAP approval pursuant to existing CAAP policies. Pursuant to the terms and conditions of the contract granted by CAAP, the winning contractor shall provide all technical and non-technical personnel as listed in the Annex A1 and A2 thereof for the deployment in different offices of CAAP Central Office and area centers. The winning contractor shall fully assume all official and legal responsibilities over all support personnel that shall be provided and deployed in CAAP head office and area centers. The winning contractor shall also exercise sole administrative control and supervision over said support personnel, provided the manpower service provider shall fully agrees to allow CAAP to exercise full control and supervision over the functions and activities of support personnel deployed in CAAP on any or all matters regarding their work assignment in CAAP. It also guarantees that the capabilities and competence of technical and non-technical to be assigned in CAAP head office and area centers on units based on their work experience and other qualification prescribed for particular outsource position by the CAAP HRMD and agrees to personnel changes and that the authority may require in case the individual work performance of the support personnel concerned shall be rated unsatisfactory. Number 10, the personnel assigned to CAAP shall render 8 hours a day from Monday to Friday and as per approved schedule for technical personnel or in case the need arises. The personnel may be required to render beyond 8 hours or during holiday or rest day, and the payment of such overtime shall be paid in accordance with the government rules and regulation. In addition, alternative work arrangement prescribed under civil service rules for regular personnel during the pandemic may likewise apply to the outsourced personnel deployed in CAAP. Still, it will be subject to the compliance with the CAAP guidelines and approval. The CAAP head office reserves the right to reject any or all technical administrative support personnel who have found unqualified or unfit to cope with the CAAP requirements based on the personnel qualification credentials prescribed by CAAP HRMD. Manpower support personnel deployed by the winning contractor at CAAP head office under CAAP granted by CAAP shall not under any circumstances be considered organic CAAP personnel, nor will their respective deployment and assignment in CAAP establish an employee-employer relationship. Okay, for the qualification, the winning contractor should be serviceable to the 4 area clusters and head office with area cluster 1, 2, 3, 4, and services at CAAP head office. The winning contractor should be duly registered in the Security Exchange Commission, DTI, or CDA for at least 5 years, either in corporation or single proprietorship, as in the case of partnership or joint venture. At least one of the contractor meets the requirement. Further, it should be duly registered under the Department of Labor Employment with the valid business permit or clearance from DOLE or other government agencies. The winning contractor should have at least 5 years continuous actual work experience in the rendering of outsourcing services and should have developed a good company image for its reliability, efficiency, effectiveness in its work performance. It shall also provide other data information relevant to the operation of such number of years in business. The winning contractor shall be able to provide CAAP with necessary number of technical and non-technical in its 4 area clusters and head office. As a need arises, obligates itself to post such additional personnel within 72 hours upon receipt of request in writing by CAAP. So, the winning contractor shall properly train and thoroughly screen its personnel prior to deployment and require them to present favorable police clearance, NBI clearance, and medical certificates attesting to their credibility and physical fitness for the work involved. The also assures and warrants that all personnel to be assigned in CAAP shall be Filipino citizen, possess the appropriate discipline, educational background relevant to the duties to be performed, be of good moral character and reputation without any criminal or police record, physically or mentally fit to perform their duty, have passed the intelligence, aptitude, personality, and proficiency test conducted by the bidder, possess corresponding license as needed, not less than 18 years of age, and preferably not more than 55 for technical, and for the non-technical, not more than 75 years of age for contract of service. The CAAP reserves the right to examine and screen all applicants to determine whether the applicants possess all the qualification enumerated, and it's whenever necessary as requested by CAAP or its duly authorized representative, the winning contractor hereby consents and agree to make the TOR available for examination of CAAP, its financial statement, license to operate, time records, and all pertinent documents. So the working hours is at least 5 days or 40 hours a week, and the CAAP shall prescribe time or schedule of work to be followed by the personnel. So work may be rendered as necessary during legal or special public holidays, or at some may be required to perform services beyond working hours, working time or schedule. So next, for the supervision and control, the winning contractor shall provide a close and effective supervision of their personnel throughout the week. The winning contractor hereby authorized CAAP to discipline, control, and supervision over the personnel assigned to CAAP during hour of duty, and exercise by the CAAP and its authority shall not be deemed interpreted as a relinquish of the powers of the winning contractor as an employer of the personnel. And also, the CAAP reserves the right to increase, reduce, replace, withdraw, or reshuffle wholly or partially placement or number of winning contractors personnel in the assigned unit or office. For the services rendered, CAAP during the existence of the contract shall pay the winning contractor the corresponding amount based on the terms of contract for the CAAP unit's office or office. The personnel shall be paid on a monthly or semi-monthly basis for 8 working hours a day, Monday to Friday, or as scheduled. The rate and the manner of payment shall be subject to adjustment in accordance with the law and wage orders issued by the government as may be agreed upon between the parties to this contract. For the compensation, manner of payment, and adjustment in contract, CAAP agrees to pay the winning contractor the contract price every 15th and end of the month upon presentation, observation under oath to the winning contractor that all its workers and employees covered by this contract have been paid in accordance with the law and regulations, that with respect to said worker or employee, the winning contractor has no outstanding dates as of date of presentation of the bill provided. And in every absence of the terms of reference, tardiness, undertime of any personnel, corresponding deduction from the billing shall be made on the basis of the number of calendar days in a month. It is understood that all the payment under this contract shall be subject to usual auditing and accounting requirements of the Philippine government. Non-submission of the winning contractor of the required certification stated above shall be a sufficient basis for CAAP to withhold payment of the bill until such time that such certification shall be submitted. Every payment of salary, allowances, or remuneration to the personnel assigned to CAAP must be accompanied by a payslip detailing how the amount of salary due and paid was arrived, and all 3,933 must receive their salaries, allowances, or any remuneration due them in the savings account they open at the Ray Center office where they are assigned, or their scheduled pay days. 15 days or after each calendar quarter, the winning contractor shall furnish CAAP a copy of remittances schedule showing the names of personnel assigned to CAAP and the OR acknowledging said remittance to SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and all the bid prices of the duration of the contract shall be fixed and shall not be adjusted during the contract implementation. except for the following: increase in the minimum daily wage pursuant to law or new wage order issued after bidding rate, increase in taxes. If during the term of contract, CAAP sees the need in increase or decrease in the number of personnel, the increase of which should not exceed 10% of the ABC for the contracted year. The corresponding increase or decrease in cost to be accumulated based on the direct cost. Absent by or any of the 3,933 without replacement. Tardiness under time by any or all of the 3,933 personnel. Janitorial services. The winning contractor shall provide CAAP with necessary number of cleaners. Initially, the janitorial unit of the winning contractor in CAAP or its acquired asset or managed project shall consist of 1,330 cleaners as need arises. The winning contractor hereby obligates itself to post such additional janitors within 72 hours upon receipt of the request in writing by CAAP. CAAP may likewise at any time reduce such number of cleaners to conform to its requirements. The winning contractor shall submit at least 1,330 cleaners to be assigned at CAAP. This should be physically, mentally fit, or of good moral character, honest, reliable, competent, and cooperative disposition. And CAAP reserves the right to demand the immediate replacement of any worker assigned by the winning contractor. A separate of at least 3 cleaners shall be made available as replacement for the regular cleaners and shall likewise be submitted to CAAP for approval. For the electricity and water shall be provided by and shall be of the account of CAAP. CAAP reserves the right to examine and screen all cleaners to determine whether or not the cleaners possess all the qualifications herein enumerated. Whenever necessary as requested by CAAP, it shall be duly authorized or its duly authorized representative, the winning contractor hereby consents and agrees to make available for examination by CAAP its financial statement, license to operate, time record, and all its pertinent documents. So we provided also the Annex B, the minimum scope of work of the janitorial services. For the compliance of with labor laws, we enumerated that the contractor as the employer shall assume full responsibility in compliance with all the existing labor, social security, pag-ibig, and health rules and regulation as specifically required by the Department of Labor. This includes, number 1, the rate of pay per month, week, days, or hours, method of calculating of wages, the form, time, and place of payment of wages, any change with respect to any of the preceding items. Should CAAP be made liable to the winning contractor failure to comply with any labor laws, regulation, the winning contractor hereby obligates itself to indemnify CAAP to the full extent of such liability. Observance of occupational safety, health and safety. The winning contractor shall subject the personnel to test and examination required under occupational health and safety standards and regulation adhered to by CAAP. Shall also provide the personnel with proper personal protective supply equipment as necessary. For the liability for claims, loss, damage, and injury, the winning contractor continues to be the employer of the personnel assigned to CAAP and the assumes full responsibility for any claims, damages to property, or personnel injury, including death that may be caused by said personnel to CAAP. officials and employees to third person. The winning contractor hereby agrees to hold CAAP free from any of all neither liabilities nor damages which CAAP officers, employees, or third person may suffer by reason of the performance of the obligation of the winning contractor under the contract. Further, the winning contractor hold CAAP free and harmless from any and all claims, action, or complaint, suit, accountabilities, or liabilities arising out of any or all claims of the workmen compensation and paid wages, overtime, premium pay, holiday pay, allowances, and other benefits of the said employees or personnel of the winning contractor. The or their ears or assigns that may bring against the CAAP. The winning contractor shall be responsible for any loss or damage that may be suffered by CAAP due to the willful act, negligence, or carelessness of its personnel in the performance of their duties. For the surety bond, the winning contractor shall furnish CAAP a bond in an amount of equal to 1,000 times the number of personnel to be issued by the reputable surety, the total of which shall answer for losses or damages which the winning contractor may be liable under the preceding paragraph. The winning contractor shall post bond in the amount of 25,000 pesos issued by the bonding company to guarantee the payment of damages, losses, and the faithful performance of the winning contractor shall not be limited to the amount of bond, but to the actual loss or damage that may be suffered. It's outsourced personnel. So that's the end of the terms of reference. And this is the Annex B, the basic or the minimum scope of work for the janitorial services. Mr. Chair, that would be all for the docs and the terms of reference.
Okay, thank you very much, Wilmar, for the very elaborative presentation of the TOR of our service provider on our manpower. So any comment from the members of the board?
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead please. Pakibalik nga yung chart sa ano, yung sa lahat. Yan, ganyan. Sige, go ahead.
Pwede po i-present yung ano, yung invitation to bid.
Okay po, sir. Sir, nakikita na po ba?
Sa number 2. Kasi gusto pa-clarify lang po kasi nakalagay dito is first 1 year only. And then ang contract is for 3 years. So ibig sabihin po yung cost pagdating ng second year ay magbabago.
Just 10%
Yeah.
increase.
There's a possibility na mabago. Pero nasa condition na lang exceeding 10%.
Hindi. Sa 30% sa India, meron na namang bagong schedule of requirements which may entail additional costs. Hindi. Kaya first year only. Umpisa pa lang yan.
Any further comment, Mr. Jolly?
Yun lang kina-clarify. Thank you.
To the chair.
Sige, go ahead, Josh.
Yes, sir. May lang akong tanong sa inyo, sir. The trading conference is scheduled on February 4. And the deadline for and the deadline is also set on February 4.
Hindi pa kami sigurado. The schedule would be coordinated with the TWG.
Okay, noted.
Any other comment from other members?
No comment for me, Mr. Chair.
One clarification, Mr. Chair.
Sige, go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed that the administrative expense is rated at 12%, and the VAT is also 12%, but the numerical value are not the same.
It's 12%. Galing naman. Baka na 12.5 mo.
It's
There's a
Schedule of requirements.
schedule requirements.
Oh.
12% pareho, di ba?
Okay.
Iba daw yung value.
Diba?
Mali.
Yeah.
Person yun.
So,
Check mo nga.
Oo nga. Bakit 12% yung VAT? Tapos 12% yung ano, pero mukha iba.
Okay na nga.
Balik mo.
Kasi,
Balik mo.
table.
Yung kanina. Ayan, tingnan mo. Hindi, pa.
Yung may 12%.
Yung meron, ano ba yun? Yan.
Yan.
Alam mo?
Yan po.
Pareho.
Yan po.
Yan.
Tapos ito.
VAT 12%. Pakaiba.
Kasi sir, yung 809 na salaries po, times 12%.
Oo.
May times 12 din.
Eto, 5 din yan eh.
I-add mo, dagdag natin 809 plus 97 million times another 12%.
Yun ba yun?
Opo. Okay po. Isa pa po, Mr. Chair. The total amount of 1,389,000,000 excludes the payment for travel expenses and of overtime pay.
Ma'am Vani, you are on mute po.
Sorry. Through the chair, yes, it is excluded in the contract price because in the provision, the travel expense as well as overtime is reimbursable by the winning contractor. However, it is also provided that they have to advance such payment to the personnel.
Okay, thank you po.
Kuan HR Mambani. Ang susundan ko lang yung tanong na yon, yung dun sa kuan nga. Kasi ang pinapa-bid amount natin sa polo 1.389. So ibig sabihin, itong ito lang assumption ko dito, itong 1.389 na to, 9295 on 5.04. Kung 1 year man to, 1 year to, di ba?
Yes, sir.
O kung 1 year ito, starting March 1 until February 28 of next year.
Yes, sir.
Ang total na gagastusin natin is 1.3892951 5.04.
Yes, po.
Tapos hindi kasama si maniningil ng kuan ng overtime. Paano mo i-ano 'yon? Di mag-exceed ka dito. Kasi for example, hindi naman natin alam kung gaano ka kung wantusawa yung nila, yung overtime nila diyan.
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm sorry, the overtime is already included in the contract price. The travel is not.
Kasama na dito sa 1.389.
Yes, sir. We provided more or less
Factor in
less
na siya.
Less than 50%.
Naka-factor in na siya.
Yes, sir.
Siguro ganito na lang, no? Yung mga yung may mga issues, mga sinasabi dito na how about lang siguro, based from the experience natin for the past 2 years do sa LSERB, ano ba yung assessment o evaluation natin? What are the lessons learned? Na dapat yon na-resolve na natin dito sa bagong papasok natin, o kung si LSERB man pa rin ang mananalo, dapat maiko-correct yon. Kung iba naman, dapat it will be, kumbaga yung susunod na kontrata, it will be enhanced or upgraded nung mga nakaraan natin. Nandun na tayo, first timer tayo mag-handle ng ganitong klase ng service provider. So hindi natin ini-expect na perfecto rin yung magiging magiging sistema natin how to handle this kind of activities. Ngayon, based from the lesson learned from the 2 years, ano na yung mga nangyari doon? Can you reiterate doon? Tapos from there, you can assure us na ito mga ito, it was already eliminated, or kung hindi man na-minimize natin yung mga ganitong mga ways of doing things na susunod dito, how to handle this kind of activities. Do you have such kind of information?
Yes, sir, through the chair. First, sir, yung previous
Do you have Ma'am Bani, do you have a chart para at least na-visualize natin? So pakitanggal na itong itong chart na to and replaced by the one that you're telling, the assessment or the lesson learned that we got for the past 2 years of handling this kind of activities. Para at least na-visualize natin na natin sa utak natin na ito, at least masasabi natin itong TOR mo na ito, it is an upgrader or an enhanced na natin. So we'll see a better or a much ang tawag dito, very effective sa natin, sa pagpapalakad natin. Kasi makikita mo, tama yan, hiniwalay mo na si technical and non-technical for clarity in handling those yung mga natin, mga technical people natin. Kasi they have a different sets of remuneration o yung nila, nakuha nila na activities nila doon.
Yes, sir.
So para mag-suit dun sa sa sinasabi natin na
sir,
kaganapan.
ang unang difference, sir, if I may, Yung previous po, hindi siya lump single sa CAAP. So, parang although may contract price noon, pero
Naputol ka, Ma'am Bani, naputol ka. Ano yung previous? Cutting out ka. Cutting out.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Sir, ang one of the basic difference, yung previous contract with the LSERB, ano po sumisingil sila sa bawat gastos nila. Well, for this contract, nakalump na po siya. We considered, yun nga, a percentage, less than 50% of overtime. Tapos nga yung issue on the travel, i-reimburse na lang kasi hindi naman natin siya ma-determine exactly kung ilan yung organo. Because by rule, dapat yung JO hindi nagta-travel or hindi nakakakuha ng per dimes or benefits from the travel. But basically po, ano lang, so number 3. Second, yung hiring and augmentation of managed personnel deployed in CAAP, yung winning contractor po, siya. Yeah. Yeah, we prior to this
Ma'am Bani,
yes sir.
Additional information, no? Ianuin ko lang ulit for the members of the nitong grupo natin, itong committee na ito, para at least maano rin. Medyo madagdagan yung natin, yung ng visualization natin dito sa activities natin. Kung titignan ninyo, nang pumasok ko dito yung natin, yung si LSERB for that matter, yung natin, manpower outsourcing natin. Kung titignan ninyo, to them, na kung ano yung meron na natin, kung ano meron tayo na JO o contract of service, nag-tailor fit tayo doon. Kung 1,000 yan, 1,000 na 500 for example, 500 na technical and 500 non-technical, tinailor fit natin doon. Kasi yun ang requirements natin noon. So para hindi magbabago, yun, tinailor fit natin yung natin, yung TOR natin, yung requirements natin doon. So kumbaga ikinasa natin, isinyut natin yon para all systems work pa rin. Walang nangyari, it's a matter of documentation. Lipat bahay yung magkikater, magbabayad, ganito, ganon. So ngayon, eto na tayo. Fast forward after 2 years. Having all those kind of experience, lahat mga ganon, yung transition natin na ganon. Eto na tayo ngayon. So we need some adaptation of new TOR natin ngayon na dapat ipe-perform ng kung sino yung service provider natin, whoever they are. So yun ang point doon. So dapat yun na-refine na yung natin, yung mga activities. Dati kasi naka-tailor fit yun. Ngayon, ganun pa rin ba? Iti-tailor fit pa rin natin yung sa current profile.
Sir, hindi na sir.
Or itong mo, futuristic na to. Futuristic. Naka-align na doon sa Willis Tower na natin, yung organizational setup natin. So yung mga ganon, yun ang gusto ko rin makita.
Yes,
Sige.
sir. Actually nga, as I was saying, prior to the development of these terms of reference, we already rationalized yung ating position items na i-request from the bidders, sir. In-standardize na namin. So, yung naglagay na rin kami, sir, ng QS for the personnel that we are to hire from technical, non-technical, and contract of service, sir. Tapos, sir, ito nga, yung number 3, I'm sorry, yung number 4, yung winning contractor, dati, sir, parang bahala sila kung anong gusto nila kasi tao naman nila. Pero we try to monitor. This will be part of the, part po nito is may evaluation tayo Before kasi walang basis of evaluation dun sa ating provider. Ngayon, this will be part of the evaluation if they are compliant to the stated requirements of CAAP.
Nakalagay ba dito yon?
Nasa contract
Nakalagay ba
po.
dito?
Yes, sir.
Nakalagay?
Sa evaluation.
Ano, hihingian natin sila o magsasubmit sila ng automatic nila, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual report?
Yes, sir. Ano, sir? Periodic, sir. Merong schedule tayo.
Kaya nga, ano yung schedule natin? On a quarterly, on a semestral, or what?
Quarterly, sir. In as much as yung contract ng mga natin, quarterly. So, dapat ma-determine, sir.
Specify na lang natin.
Yes, po.
Sige. O sige, you may continue. Doon sa nagdagdag lang ako ng sa mga yung mga kaganapan para at least much clearer yung mangyayari na gagawin natin dito. Sige, go ahead, Wilmar.
Sir, actually, that's the presentation has ended. Kung may na lang po.
Hindi, ito yung sinasabi ko na ito, yung enhancement o upgrading na ginawa natin. Ito na ba lahat yun?
Yes, sir. Actually, yung pinaka-main is yung hindi na per gasto singil. Nakalump na yung contract natin. Second, ito po, yung improvement ng ating rationalization ng ating position items. Plus, yung requirement for the winning contractor to comply with these requirements of submission of reports. And meron din pong part dito ng TOR na meron tayong hand na mag-inspect sa kanila or to visit them and inspect kung how compliant they are to our requirements. Nakalagay naman po din dito yan.
Okay, sige. Kung that's all for me. If any among the members have other comments. If no other comments, then
yes.
Let's hear a motion to approve for this yung natin dito, yung presentation ng
for the chair.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Yes, sir. One query, last query to be answered, sir. There
Yes,
is a law. There is a law against the anti-age discrimination in employment. Aren't we violating this law? Because we are limiting the age of technical personnel to 55 years old.
We are following the age limitation provided by the civil service. Parang yung entry natin, no more than 56 years old.
Ano yan? No more than?
No more than 56 years old, sir.
No more than 56?
Yes, sir. Yung entry natin, sir. Yung mag-a-apply pala.
Yun bang sabi sa civil service?
May provision, sir, na ganun po sa pag-hire ng personnel.
Ganon.
Through the chair.
Yeah, sige. Go ahead.
Republic Act number 10911 was signed on 2016.
Anti-discrimination.
Republic Act 10911, an act prohibiting discrimination against any individual in employment on account of age and providing penalties therefore.
We will try to review it. Okay. We will try to revisit that. However, as in the case of the air traffic service, we also also have age limit, but we were able to justify the age limitation.
I'm just stating the provisions of the law, Mr. Chair.
Hindi, yung sinasabi, valid yung kinasabi ni Josh na yon. Kasi even in the military, basta technical people we have some adjustment Hindi ko na lang ma-sure yung let's say for example, basta papasok sa 20 year. May manok pakitinola nga yan. Basta papasok, ang alam ko yun, hindi tingnan nyo na lang, i-double check nyo. Basta papasok doon sa at least kahit paano magpe-pension siya. Kung 65 siya, dapat at least 45 years old ang entry niya. So something like that. Tapos katulad sa amin, kung papasok ang doktor or abogado, since matatagal yung mga yan, so meron kaming at least kasi 56 ang mandatory age of 56 or 30 years, whichever comes last. Yung ganon, may usapan na ganon. So, depende doon sa yung entry age niya, magbabari doon. Basta, you have to observe yung 30 years in the service or 56 years old, whichever comes last. Upon 30 years, pwede ka. Basta doon ka sa technical side ka, kung doktor ka or abogado ka. Kasi mahahaba yung courses niyan That takes them about 8 to 10 years. Unlike yung ordinary baccalaureate degrees na 4 years lang. So, ganon. Sa civil service, ano ba yun? Kasi it applies sa mga natin sa mga technical people natin It applies to them because of a longer period of ng study nila. So tingnan natin valid yan, yung gano'n kasi baka yun nga magkaroon tayo ng ng mga hiring ng mga tao na gano'n doon sa kung sino man yung manalo na service provider natin and because of age, capability o yung nitong tao na to na pwede pa naman natin magamit. So yung gano'n, tingnan ninyo.
Yes, sir. We provided, yan lang, sir. We will look into it kasi yung maximum age namin is 75 for contract of service. Then,
kung 75 dapat 55. At least maka 20 years, yun ang retiring age natin, di ba? Yung optional, 20 years. Tama ba yun?
Yes, sir.
Yun, ganon.
We'll just reconcile, sir.
Sige. Kung hindi ino-observe ni kung sino yung mananalo tapos bigla na lang tayong sisingilin ngayon ng dole o kung sino diyan na yari tayo doon. Sige, pakitingin na lang yung mga ganon. Any other comments or suggestions?
No more on my part, Mr. Chair.
Kung wala na, siguro, any motion to approve the presentation of the regarding the TOR of our manpower outsourcing. Any,
Mr. Chair, I read in our chat group that they are manifesting to input some inputs in the TOR. Attorney Nestor, can we confirm this before we finally have the motion to approve?
Sir, just a comment, sir, with regard to the question of Mr. Sugi regarding the age law, sir. There's a department order issued by DOLE in 2017 which allows age as a qualification. We call that BFOQ, or bona fide occupational qualification, where age can be considered as a qualification or a limiting factor in hiring. So, in a nutshell, sir, if pwedeng magpa-require ng age, sir, no? Kung kailangan nila sa trabaho. So, sir, for example, yung mga technical person natin, if it limits their capacity to work or to render full service, sir, yung age nila, it can be a bona fide occupational qualification under Section 5 of DO number 17 series of 2017.
O yun pala eh. Kung meron naman tayong pinangahawakan o may mga reference tayong ganon, might as well incorporate it doon sa ano natin. Kasi nga, yun nga ganon. Because of yung, kasi ang labanan dito, yung skill eh. O yung skill eh, hindi naman basta-basta overnight ano yun. Overnight acquisition yung skill level ng tao. It takes time talaga. It takes a while. 10 years, 15 years. So, sayang naman yon. Na kung kailangan naman na talaga natin, then we can hire them. Sabihin natin dito sa ano natin, provider, baka pwedeng ano na to, take charge na niya. So, yung provision, another provision, one HR pala, na hindi ko na, ewan ko nasabi nyo doon. Now, once na mag-effective na itong na to by March 1, yung all the contract of service or the ano natin dito, JOs will be transferred or migrated na dito sa new provider. Tama ba yon or what?
Yes, sir. Sa ano na lang, sir, yon, technical requirements, or we can include that dun sa contract proper.
Okay, sige. O, sige. With that siguro, kung wala na, then any motion to approve? Mambani, wala yatang gusto mag-approve eh.
Baka, sir, gusto nila yung, baka gusto, sir, yung current setup na bawat kibot singil.
O walang gusto mag-ano? Juan, ano bang ano natin dito? Tawag dito?
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Sir, may we ask for the recommendation of the end user, sir?
Okay, o nga no, wala pala kayong recommendation. Wala tayong motion to approve.
On the mode of procurement, sir, as well as the approval of the presented document, sir.
TOR.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. So the HRMD recommends approval of the duly stated terms of reference, and the mode of procurement is a public bidding.
Through the chair.
Yeah, sige, Diyos.
Yes, recommending for acceptance of the proposal. I motion to accept the proposal of the end user to proceed with the procurement process for the project procurement of manpower outsourcing, subject to the schedule to be coordinated with the Bravo TWG.
Any second motion, please?
I second motion, Mr. Chair.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded on the proposal. It was already accepted on the proposal of the SR division on the procurement of manpower outsourcing contract for the provision of a technical and non-technical personnel support service requirements for CAAP central office and area centers nationwide under a 3-year service agreement in the amount of 1.389,295,115.04 hereby approved. Sige. Thank you very much. So, Secretariat, next item please, the other matters.
Mr. Chair, also in line with the presentation of the HRMD, sir, the Secretariat would like to request, sir, for the posting of the bid document, sir, subject to the changes made during this meeting, sir.
HR? HR?
Yes, sir. So we also recommend to proceed with the posting of this project, Mr. Chair.
You already advised to post the documents with respect to the procurement of this manpower services.
We will coordinate with the end user, sir. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mr.
please.
Chair.
Sige. Okay. Any other other matters for the next agenda, Secretariat?
For other matters, sir, we have none from the Secretariat, Mr. Chair.
Okay, if there's nothing more, then hearing for the adjournment of this BAC Bravo meeting.
To the chair.
Aye.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
To the chair, I asked the secretariat on the status of the procurement for the flight check aircraft, for the services of flight check.
Sir, I think, sir, that was already approved, sir, last time. And the resolution is already being routed, sir. Sir, I will get back to you, sir, after I check with the BAC Secretariat officer.
Diyos na ko mo.
Thank you, secretariat.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sige. Okay, going back, any motion to adjourn?
Having no more to discuss, Mr. Chair, I move for adjournment.
Second the motion.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, move and seconded for the adjournment of the BAC Bravo meeting. Sibay approved. Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bravo, thank you po.
Bye-bye.
Sir, thank you po.